Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Jide Idris, made the remark during a high-level technical visit to the Kano Independent Research Center Trust in Kano, the state capital. Dr. Idris at the center will deepen collaboration with other independent and private health research institutions with a view to improving Nigeria's health security. He noted that the center intends to fast-track this plan by leveraging local expertise. He added that the center is also pushing for more collaborations with various state governments to support them in detecting and controlling factors that could lead to disease outbreaks.
The federal government has launched the distribution of 1 million improved hybrid cocoa seedlings to restore aging plantations and strengthen Nigeria's position as a leading producer of premium cocoa. Speaking at the inauguration of the initiative at the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, CRIN, Ibadan, Oyo State, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, said the program aligned with the Renewed Hope agenda aimed at improving farmers' incomes, raising household living standards, expanding export opportunities, and building resilience against economic hardship. Senator Kyari noted that the improved seedlings were expected to begin bearing pods within 2 years and would support the gradual replacement and aging cocoa farms that had become less productive.
This is the first concrete step in a national effort to rebuild Nigeria's cocoa industry. 1 million improved seedlings will lead this institute for farms across our producing states, replacing aging trees, raising yields, and putting better planting material in the hands of farmers who have waited too long for it, lift the livelihood of our farmers, grow our export earnings, and return Nigeria to a leading place in the global cocoa economy.
Senator Kyari urged the National Cocoa Management Committee and the compliance platform working with farmers on traceability and farm mapping to ensure compliance with European Union standards. The Executive Secretary, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, ARCN, Dr. Adamu Daban, said the initiative had renewed the confidence and demonstrated a collective commitment to building a stronger Nigerian cocoa industry through the development and distribution of improved cocoa seedlings. Reacting, the President, Cocoa Association of Nigeria, Cocoa Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Mufutao Abolarimwa, said cocoa had long remained one of Nigeria's leading export commodities and a major source of foreign exchange. While appreciating the federal government and the organizers of the program, the acting executive Director, CRIN, Dr. Rashid Adidiji, said the initiative would restore aging plantations, encourage youth participation in agriculture, and boost export earnings.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has confirmed the appointment of Dr. Ladipo Taiwo as Commissioner Designate following the approval of his nomination during plenary sitting presided over by the Speaker, Mr. Debo Ogundoyin. The confirmation came after the presentation and consideration of the report of the House Committee on Special Duties, chaired by the Deputy Speaker, Mr. Mohammed Fadeyi, who recommended the nominee for confirmation after the committee screening. The House subsequently adopted the minute's recommendation and unanimously approved the nomination of Dr. Taiwo to serve as Commissioner in the Oyo State Executive Council. Governor Seyi Makinde had in a letter dated June 30, 2026, forwarded the name of Dr. Ladipo Taiwo to the House for screening and confirmation in accordance with the Section 192 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, says President Bola Tinubu's four legacy highway projects will transform the economy, strengthen national unity, and create lasting prosperity for millions of Nigerians. Speaking at the flag of Section 1 of the Akwanga-Jos 125-kilometer segment of the Akwanga-Jos Bauchi-Gombe-Biu Maiduguri Superhighway in Akwanga, Nasarawa State, the minister described the project as another landmark achievement under the Renewed Hope agenda. According to Alhaji Idris, the President's road infrastructure programs is designed to to boost trade, improve connectivity, create jobs, and stimulate inclusion economic growth across the country. The minister noted that the Akwanga Jos Bauchi Gombe Bu Maiduguri Superhighway is one of the administration's 4 flagship legacy highway projects alongside the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, the Sokoto Badagry Superhighway, and the Trans-Saharan Trade Route. He said the projects were strategically designed to enhance commerce, improve transportation, and unlock Nigeria's economic potential. Alhaji Idris also highlighted other achievements of President Tinubu's administration, including reforms aimed at strengthening investor confidence, expanding access to higher education through the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, promoting local industrialization and improving the country's economic outlook.
The head Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, Oyo State, Mr. Olutunde Adepoju, has implored Nigerians to have a change of attitude towards waste disposal. Mr. Adepoju made this known in a chat with Radio Nigeria correspondent in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. While reacting to the failed portion of Ojo Underbridge Road at the new Ibadan-Oyo Expressway, he condemned the attitude of residents of the state on the indiscriminate dumping of refuse, which was the major cause of the failed portion of the road. Mr. Adepoju, who commended the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, attested to the various achievements of the Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, particularly on road projects across the state. Mr. Adepoju, however, appealed to relevant stakeholders to support government through continuous sensitization on the dangers of environmental pollution and indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Recall that a group identified as concerned people of Akinyele local government area had appealed to relevant authorities on the condition of the road that has been affecting their social economic activities.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has recovered more than 3 billion naira in unremitted pension contributions from defaulting employers, marking a major boost to the protection of workers' retirement savings. A statement by PENCOM says the recovered funds traced to employers in the electricity sector had been fully credited to the retirement savings accounts as affected employees in line with the provisions of the PENCOM Reform Act PRA 2014. PENCOM noted that it signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the ICPC in October last year to strengthen collaboration in investigating pension-related infractions, recovering unremitted contributions, and enforcing compliance with the pension law. It added that ICPC is currently investigating several other private sector employees referred by PENCOM for failing to remit pension deductions, expressing confidence that more recoveries would be made as investigations progress. Under the Pension Reform Act 2014, employers are required to remit deducted pension contributions into employers' retirement savings accounts within 7 working days after salary payments. Failure to do so attracts sanctions, including recovery of outstanding contributions, penalties, and possible prosecution.
The Oyo State Police Command has rescued 2 kidnapped victims and neutralized 1 suspected abductor following a coordinated security operation at Galaji Bunkan via Ikpakbo in Ore local government area. The victims were abducted Monday, June 29, 2026, when armed men stormed the community, fired sporadically, and whisked away 3 men identified as Alhaji Usman Abubakar, Aliyu Usman, and Saliu Abubakar. Acting on the directive of the Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Bimbola, the Divisional Police Officer, Ikpakpo Division, led a joint operation involving the Nigeria Police Force, Amotekun Corps, the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, and local hunters to rescue the victims and apprehend the suspect. A statement by the Command Public Relations Officer, Mr. Olainka Yanlade, indicate that gun battle ensued after the suspect opened fire on the advancing operatives, leading to the neutralization of 1 suspected kidnapper, while others escaped with suspected gunshot wounds. Meanwhile, the Oyo State Police Command has directed that the operation will continue until the remaining victim is found and all those responsible are brought to justice. He urged residents of Ikpakbo, Bankan and Nevonin communities to remain vigilant and promptly report anyone with suspicious or gunshot wounds to the nearest police station or security agencies.
Christians have been charged to live their lives according to the mandate of God so as to resurrect to eternal life with God after death. The parish priest, St. Leo Catholic Church, Orita Challenge, Ibadan, Reverend Father Charles Acheneje, gave the admonition at the Christian wake for a former member of staff and Deputy Director Programs of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, Ibadan Zonal Station, Mr. Gabriel Ono Onafurume. Reverend Father Acheneje, who noted that Mr. Onafurume was purified, anointed, and received Christ before his death, urged believers to live holy lives to enable them walk with Jesus Christ. The first child of the deceased, Mr. Ono Onafurume, described his father as a rare gem and a freedom fighter who taught his children how to be versatile. In their separate tributes, representatives of the Association of Landlords, Kasumu Estate Ibadan, Oyo State, and members of Psychology Students Association, University of Ibadan, class of 91, said the deceased was an intelligent man and a lover of peace. Also, his wife, Mrs. Ochuko Onafurume, who emphasized how loving her husband was, said he was a fighter and always positive in all he did, adding that his love and care would be greatly missed. Among those present at the wake were serving and former members of staff, Radio Nigeria Ibadan Zonal Station, Urobo Progressive Union, family members and friends. Burial service for Mr. Gabriel Ono Onafurume holds on the 10th of this month at Kokori Inland in Ethiop East local government area of Delta State. Mr. Gabriel Ono Onafurume, aged 65, is survived by his wife, children, and grandchildren.
This is The World Today, the story that made the headlines. NYC has unveiled plans to adopt locally made adire as uniform kit. ICPC has partnered Pencom to recover over 3 billion naira in unpaid pension contributions. And still to come, Russian attack on Kiev kills 13. Man survives Venezuela earthquake after 8-day surge. With this and many more, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
We're glad to know you're still there with us. And now to the foreign scene. Russian forces have launched a major drone and missile attack on Kyiv overnight, killing 13 people in the Ukrainian capital. Russia said its forces hit what they called military plants in retaliation against attacks on Russian civilian infrastructure. Mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, had declared a day of mourning as about 90 people were injured. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia had launched 74 missiles and 496 drones overnight, mainly targeting the capital, Kyiv.
Rescue teams from 7 countries are getting close. A man who survived the twin earthquake that struck Venezuela 8 days ago. Report says emergency workers located security guard Hemengel on Saturday beneath the ruins of a multi-story car park in Culture, Lamar, but have only been able to make visual contact with him in the last hours. Despite being buried under 9-meter deep, highly unstable rubbles, rescuer says that Gil, who is in his 40s, is in good spirits and cheering them on. His wife has described his survival as a miracle. Almost 2,300 people are confirmed to have died in the quakes which hit Venezuela on the 24th of June, and tens of thousands are still missing. Around 350 rescuers have been working against the clock to free Gil since he was located more than 100 hours ago.
And now to the FIFA World Cup 2026. It was heartbreak for two African countries yesterday as they dramatically crashed out of the tournament. Both Democratic Republic of Congo and Senegal were eliminated from it in their round of 32 fixtures. England came from behind to beat Democratic Republic of Congo 2-1, while Senegal lost 3-2 to Belgium. Later today, the round of 32 fixtures continue as Spain take on Austria.
In today's Heart of the Matter, Olawale Asake of our Current Affairs Unit writes on curbing violence in politics.
Violence has no place in a democratic society. Democracy thrives on the free exchange of ideas, healthy political competition, and the will of the people expressed through the ballot box, not through intimidation, bloodshed, or fear. Yet, political violence remains one of the greatest threats to Nigeria's democratic development, undermining public confidence in the electoral process and endangering lives and property. The increasing incidence of violence, intimidation, and attacks before, during, and after elections has become a source of serious concern. Rather than serving as a contest of ideas, policies, and programs, politics has in some instances degenerated into a desperate struggle for power in which human lives are lost. Political violence is not merely an attack on individuals, it is an assault on democracy, the rule of law, and national unity. The concern is particularly relevant as Osun State prepares for its governorship election, with reports of politically motivated violence heightening public anxiety. This calls for restraint by political actors and renewed vigilance by all stakeholders to ensure a peaceful, credible, and transparent electoral process. Several factors continue to fuel political violence, including intolerance, desperation for power, the proliferation of illicit arms, inadequate security, youth unemployment, and a culture of impunity that allows perpetrators to evade justice. When offenders are not held accountable, violence is emboldened and democracy is weakened. Addressing this challenge requires a collective commitment. Political leaders and their parties must reject violence in all its forms, avoid inflammatory rhetoric, and resolve grievances through lawful and democratic means. Political opponents should be seen as rivals, not enemies. Elections should be won through persuasion, sound programs, and the confidence of the electorate, not through coercion or bloodshed. Security agencies must strengthen intelligence gathering, respond promptly to threats, and ensure that perpetrators of politically motivated violence are thoroughly investigated and prosecuted without fear or favor. The rule of law must prevail at all times, irrespective of political affiliation or status. Those who sponsor, finance, or perpetrate electoral violence must be made to face the full weight of the law, as accountability remains a strong deterrent to future violations. Similarly, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), civil society organizations, religious leaders, traditional institutions, and the media must intensify voter education and promote dialogue, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence. Political parties should also educate their supporters on peaceful conduct and respect the outcome of credible elections. Citizens, especially young people, must resist every attempt to be recruited as political thugs or agents of violence. No political ambition is worth the loss of life or the destruction of communities. As the nation prepares for the 2027 general election and other off-cycle polls, every stakeholder has a responsibility to protect the nation's democracy. Elections should produce winners and losers, not victims. Only when ballots, not bullets, determine political leadership can the nation's democracy continue to grow and command the confidence of its people.
The script on curbing violence in politics was written by Olawale Asake of our Current Affairs Unit and read by Belinda Quadri.
So, and the news on the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria. Here again are the day's top stories. The Minister of Youth Development, Mr. Ayodele Olawande, has confirmed that one of the reforms approved for the National Youth Service Corps NYSC will see the scheme's traditional khaki uniform replaced with Adire fabric. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has recovered more than 3 billion naira in unremitted pension contributions from the 14 employers, marking a major boost to the protection of workers' retirement savings. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Russian forces have launched a major drone and missile attack on Kyiv overnight, killing 13 people in Ukrainian capital. And rescue teams from 7 countries are getting close to a man who survived the twin earthquakes that struck Venezuela 8 days ago.
Well, that's it on the world today. Join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. Modu Petoba edited. I am Remy Omolola from my colleague
Emilia Ojemudia. Many thanks for your time.